It's not even been 2 months since OnePlus launched the original OnePlus 5T, but the company's been busy and they've done it again. So this is the brand new OnePlus 5T Sandstone White, and this is the fully spec'd model, and when we examine it up close, it's going to provide quite an interesting throwback to real fans of the company. Let's get right into it. Alright, so as you probably guessed, inside this small cardboard package, we have straight away the OnePlus 5T box itself. And externally it looks basically identical to the standard Midnight Black version of the phone, which was the only colour variant actually released at launch. Now this particular model, the Sandstone White 5T, only comes in the top tier specification. So that is 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. So that's exactly what we've got. So in this video we're going to not only obviously unbox the phone, but also try and take a deeper dive to really find out every single difference between this phone and the original OnePlus 5T. And you'll start to realise there are actually quite a few subtle changes. Unfortunately though, none of them come at this stage of the experience. The case provided is the same, the instruction manuals are the same, even the cable and the dash charging brick completely identical. This would have been a nice opportunity for the company to just add a splash of extra colour, but at the same time, hardly a deal breaker. Alright, this is it. The smartphone itself, and turning it over reveals the white colour. And after we peel off the sticker on the rear and really inspect this phone up close, you realise that this device has a lot of departures from the standard 5T, most of them for the better. Okay, so obviously the phone is white, or is it? When you compare it to the actually white OnePlus One, this phone has a very slight yellow tinge to it, and the texture is of course completely different. As this is a sandstone white model, compared to the silk white we saw on the OnePlus One, it has got a grippier finish to it, but it's not actually as clear cut as that. When you hear the title Sandstone White, you're probably thinking this is a white version of OnePlus's classic sandstone finish, but in actuality it's far less coarse, but still has a little bit more texture than the standard OnePlus 5T. Alright, but the cosmetic differences here are only really starting to emerge. Take a look at the logos on the two phones. Whereas the Midnight Black one has a glossy black logo, the one on the new phone here is just straight up matte. The reason for that is, I guess on the older model, it required some contrast with the rest of the body. But of course on a white phone, any black logo is going to stand out. You may notice the rim surrounding the fingerprint scanners here is also a slightly different hue. And in this aspect, I think OnePlus has made a really nice improvement here. The combination of white and silver here works quite a lot better than just black on black that we had before. As we go further around the phone, you start to realise this is basically just the Star Wars limited edition version of the phone without that Star Wars logo. We've still got the same red slider with the same texture on it, and as with the Star Wars phone, this makes a welcome contrast with the rest of the body. You do have to bear in mind though that this aspect is personal preference. If you like the way it looks, then go for it, but at the same time I can definitely imagine that this won't be for everyone. The fact that we've got now 4 contrasting colours on here, the white, the black, the red and the silver, means that it looks somewhat less seamless compared to the black and dark grey original model. What the company has done pretty well though, is making these chrome accents consistent and continuous throughout the body of the phone. You'll notice the accents in a rim going all the way around the display, not present in the Midnight Black version. You'll also notice when you peer down from the bottom of the phone, that the insides of the port and the speaker are coated in exactly the same finish. When you look at the two phones from the front though, I would say this chrome element somewhat takes away from the experience. It actually highlights the frame of the phone, bringing attention towards the bezels and actually slightly away from the display. It almost highlights them, making them appear larger than they actually are. What I did think was clever was that OnePlus used this paint job as an opportunity to hide the antenna bands, which were clearly visible before and are basically invisible now. Alright, so that is the OnePlus 5T Sandstone White, and this really feels like the company's answer to Google's Panda Pixel 2 XL. It's a bit of a quirky one. There is a lot going on here, and it's definitely not going to be for everyone as a result. At the same time, this launches very soon, on January the 9th, and it's going to be priced exactly the same. So it shouldn't be viewed as an upgrade to the standard phone, more just as an alternate option. But I'd personally prefer it. I'm definitely someone who would go for a white coloured phone. But there's my 2 cents. Thanks a lot for watching guys, I really do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to smash that subscribe button down below, that would really mean a lot to me. My name is Aaron. This is Mr. Who's the Boss, and I'm signing out.